Hello everyone, welcome to this special session on all about UPSC exam here at the Career Launcher UPSC CSAT YouTube channel. So if you're a beginner and about to start your preparation or you wanted to know more about the UPSC examination, in this particular session we're going to cover all about the UPSC exam, whether it is the exam structure, pattern, syllabus, eligibility. So by the end of this session, you'll have a clear-cut understanding of what UPSC exam is all about. So grab your notepad, get comfortable, and let's dive right in. So UPSC exam is called UPSC CSE. So UPSC stands for Union Public Service Commission, which is the examination body, and CSE stands for Civil Service Examination. Now, this examination is for the recruitment of Group A service jobs plus few Group B services job as well. So Group A have two classification. One are All India services like IAS, IPS, IFS, and then there are central services like IRS, IRTS, etc. In Group B, you have Union Territory, Police Services, and Civil Services. So Delhi, Pondicherry, Andaman Nicobar, all these civil services and police services recruitment is also being done through this particular examination only. So let's understand the selection process and timeline. So for the examination of 2025, the notification is scheduled on 22nd January 2025. Then the civil services prelims exam, which is the first stage of the exam, that will happen on 25th May 2025. Then the main examination will happen on 22nd August 2025. After that, there'll be a personality test round, which in normal lingo is called civils interview or IS interview. So this will happen in between January to April 2026. And result, the final result will probably gonna come between May, June 2026. Once you get selected, you are into the final list. So your training will start at Labasna, which is the institute where all the civil services will get trained initially. The batch at Labasna usually start in the month of August 2026. Okay, so that will be the timeline of your UPSC civil service examination start to finish. Now for the eligibility, the educational requirement is that you need to be a graduate. You can be a graduate in any discipline. You can be a distance learning graduate, but a valid graduation degree is a must to give the UPSC civil services examination. In terms of age limit, you can start from 21 years, and then there is an upper age limit which is different for different categories. So for general, it is 32. For OBC category, it is 35. For SC, ST, it is 37. And there is a relaxation provided for a few other categories like defense service personnel, kids, and economic weaker section. There is another unique thing about this particular examination is that you also have an attempt limit. So the number of attempts that you can give for this civil service examination is also limited. So for general category, it is 6 number of attempts. For OBC, it is 9. For SC and ST category, it is still the upper age limit. So unlimited attempt till you reach the upper age limit. For defense service personnel kid, it is 9. And for economic weaker section, it is 9. Now, the attempt is being counted when you give the prelims examination, not when you fill up the forms. So that is one thing that you need to note about. Now, let's understand the exam pattern as a whole. So in this particular slide, I have given the exam pattern of the complete examination of all 3 stages, which is basically the prelims, mains, and the personality test. So let's go one by one. So the prelims, which is the first stage of the examination, it is a one-day examination. There are 2 papers in prelims. The first paper is called GS paper 1. The second paper is called GS paper 2. In normal language, the second paper is also being called as CSAT paper. So we're going to call it CSAT paper, the second paper, and the first paper we're going to call general studies paper. Okay. Now both these papers are objective type. So prelims is a multiple choice question MCQ based stage where you have a question and you have options and you have to select through options. Both the papers are 200 marker. There is negative marking, 1/3 negative marking in both the examination. One important thing about prelims examination is that the CSAT paper, which is the paper 2, is a qualifying paper. That means you just need to score the passing marks, which is 33%. That means out of 200, you have to score 66 marks. And that's it about CSAT. So the marks of CSAT will not be counted for your mains qualification. Only the general studies paper mark will be counted for the mains qualification. Now, one thing to note down out here is that just because CSAT paper is a qualifying paper, do not get complacent, do not get casual about CSAT paper. There are a lot of students who, because of this casualness have lost their attempts. So CSAT paper in last 3-4 years has become very tough, very difficult, and it is very difficult to even score the passing marks for the students who are not giving the due importance in the preparation. When they are doing the preparation for civil service examination, if they are not giving preference to CSAT. Okay, so just make sure that you give that due importance respect to this particular examination. You prepare with the same strength that you're preparing other civil service examination papers, because CSAT is tough and it is not easy to qualify. Okay. Now coming back to the stages. So prelims, general studies, based on your general studies marks, you will get a qualification for main examination. In the main examination, it's a 5-day exam and there are 9 papers in 5 days. Now, one important thing about main examination is that all these 9 papers are subjective in nature. That means descriptive questions are there. There are no multiple choice questions now. Okay. Now let's understand these 9 papers. So first 2 papers are language paper. So first paper is Indian language paper, where you have to select which language you wanted to opt for. The second paper is an English paper. It's a compulsory English language paper. And both of these language paper are qualifying in nature. So again, you just need to pass on to these papers. The marks of language paper will not be counted for your final ranking or final result. Okay. That means out of 9, only the 7 papers are being counted for the final result marks. Now, what are these 7 papers? So first paper is essay. Then there are 4 papers of general studies, GS 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you have one optional subject for which there are 2 papers. So optional subject 1 and optional subject paper 2. Okay, so optional subject will remain 1 only. You need to choose one optional subject only, but there are 2 papers of the same subject. All these papers, essay, GS 1 to 4, optional 1 and optional, paper 2 will be 250 markers. So your total marks for main examination is 1750. 250 into 7 papers. Now, based on your score out of these 1750, you will get a call for personality test. Now, personality test is what you call UPSC interview. Okay, this personality test is of 275 marks, and your marks of personality test and main score will be added together, and the final ranking will come from the combined marks. So that means 1750 plus 275. So your final result will come from 2025 marks. So that's all about the pattern of the examination. Now let's go a little deep dive into the syllabus of these papers. So we'll have a clear-cut understanding of the examination. So prelims examination, as I told you, it has GS and CSAT. General studies is a 200 marker paper. There are 100 questions in 2 hours that you need to solve. So every question is of 2 marks, and there is 1/3 negative marking. The syllabus is, you have current affairs, you have history, you have geography, you have polity, governance, economics, social development, you have environment, ecology, science, biodiversity. So these are the topics that you need to cover in your general studies paper 1. In paper 2, it's an aptitude paper. So you have quants, that is maths up till 10 standard. You have verbal, you have reading comprehension, you have decision making, general mental ability, logical reasoning. So these are the topics that you need to cover in the paper 2 of prelims examination. Paper 2 is again a 200 marker. There are 80 questions. So every question is 2.5 marker and 1/3 negative marking, again 2 hours slot. Now, once you come down to the main examination, language syllabus will depends on which language you take. English paper is, general English language paper. Then you have an essay paper where you have to write essays. So you'll get choices of topics and you have to write essay. The GS paper 1 is geography and history and art and culture. Your paper 2, general studies paper 2 is polity, social justice, governance, international relation. Your general studies paper 3, science and technology, economic development, internal security, disaster management, all these topics. And GS paper 4 is ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Optional subject syllabus will depend on which optional subject you take. There are a choice of 26 optional subjects, out of which you can select one of them. You can also select literature as your optional subject. And there is no requirement of you being a graduate into that particular language to take literature as an optional subject. So you can take any subject out of that list. Now, in personality test, they test you on the basis of your personality, your leadership quality, your decision making, how logical you are, and your overall fitness to the role of public servant. So that's all about the syllabus, pattern, structure of the examination. I hope now you have more clarity and you are ready to start your preparation in case you are thinking about, going for the UPSC exam preparation. In case you have any doubt, any question about what we have discussed or anything related to the UPSC civil service examination, just drop in your comments out here and we'll surely reply back to you and solve your query. Do like, share, and subscribe the channel. We are coming up with a lot of interesting videos, specifically on the CSAT examination, which is the paper 2 of prelims, and we'll come up with a lot of other UPSC related videos which will be very useful for you. So don't forget to click on bell icon for your latest update. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.